Yeah. Great. So please pop a comment in the box below. Any things that you found that have been a change for you, any different things that you've noticed and what you've been, thank you, Wendy. I appreciate that. Wendy's just commented to thank us all for our hard work. It's been a good challenge for Susie and I. We're definitely stepping outside our comfort zone and doing things that we're not used to doing. We have been doing online classes now for quite a while, but with these question and answer sessions and including a lot more in it, it's certainly challenged us and pushed us, but we're very grateful for it. So, but I'd love to hear of what you feel the best thing that you've noticed over the past couple of months has been. And yeah, we'd love to hear about it. So please feel free to share. And if you don't feel like putting it in the comment box below, I understand. Not all people are public people. So yeah, we want to make sure that you do send us those messages. So just send us an email. We'd love to hear from you.
Okay. I think, Taylor, we are.
Okay, looks like we are ready to roll. So I'm just going to move
send an IT message, and we'll just see.
Okay, let's just check. Okay. All right. So thank you very much for those who are joining us. Yeah, we are into week 8, a set of question and answers. And we're going to be talking about habit and routine today. So the first thing we want to discuss is how to really set yourself up for success with this in creating habits and routines. Now, there's lots of books out there. I've read quite a few good ones. I mean, probably the most famous is the
Atomic Habits. No.
Not Atomic Habits. I was going to say the Stephen Covey's books, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Yes.
Which I have read.
Yes.
Which is a fantastic book. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with what are the best and simplest strategies to make this change. So what I like to think about right at the outset, and we did talk about it, the goals right back at the start, is make it really small. Make it a small amount of change. Don't try and change something dramatic to start with. If you want to form a new habit, a new routine, if you try and make it some ginormous thing that creates a lot of change, in one hit, it probably won't be successful for you in the long term. If you are making a small change, it's something that you can sustain. It's something achievable for you. It's much more likely to stick. Yeah, so that would be my first tip. The second thing I think is making it as simple as possible. Now, the two are different. So you can have a small change, but it might be quite complex to do in your life. It might be a bit of a disruption in your life. It may be, say you're trying to get out of bed early to go to exercise, but that actually, I'm trying to think of a good example here. My apologies. But you don't want to wake your partner up, which is one for me. My wife does not like me waking her up early in the morning. So although that's fairly, it's fairly achievable for me, it's not that simple because it means my wife is cranky with me. But other examples might be like, just don't want to make a complex change. You don't want to, it's not just small in terms of it's very achievable for you to do, but it's nice and simple. It's easy to implement into your routine.
I think when it comes to exercise, even just simple things like, not involving going out and having to buy equipment or not having to organise for you to be somewhere that's unrealistic in terms of timeframes.
Yep.
Little simple steps like that. Make it as easy as possible to do where you are in your comfort zone tends to be more successful.
Yeah, which is why we are really encouraging for a lot of people to be doing our online classes at the moment. Doing the online classes, it's simple. You can do them anytime. You can watch them and repeat them later on. You can do them in the comfort of your own living room. You don't need any special equipment. That's one of the things we've been really focused on, is just being able to use a broomstick or a chair or a tin or something like that. So or a towel. Like you can be so effective with these exercises and creating good routines without having to go out and buy yourself a home gym and spend thousands of dollars, which a lot of people do.
And I think as well, having to, if you're relying on something like that, where you're having to wait to make the change, that can also be part of the problem. Whereas if you make it nice and easy and simple to get started on whatever it is, then that has a huge impact as well.
Yeah, fantastic. So please feel free to pop some comments in the box below. Any habits and routines that you feel that you've been able to implement easily. What do you think works for you? We'd love to hear about it. One of the best things that I like to do to create a good habit and routine is just make things easy for me to get started, that first step. because quite often it's that first step of getting into a habit and routine that makes it hard. So I know I've given this example before. I get out my exercise clothes the night before, so I don't have to get up in the morning and then stumble around with them. You can just easily just get out of bed, pop your shoes on, off you go. We've had a comment about checking out the online classes. Yes, if you haven't already signed up for the 12-week program, you can still go onto our website, activeseniors.net.au, and sign up for the 12-week program, and you'll have access to all our 12 weeks of online classes that we've done so far, as well as the free ones we do on Monday on Facebook and YouTube. Yeah. What strategies do you use, Suze, to simplify it for yourself? What do you feel is an effective one for you?
I think the biggest one for me was I found that time is a barrier when it comes to exercise. And so I purposely program my exercises from home. So making sure that, you know, the only barrier is really my motivation. And I'm pretty fortunate that I don't have to push myself too hard to make that step. So that was probably the biggest thing, because I actually used to be, and I've mentioned it before, my husband and I used to be gym members, and I used to find that it was probably the only challenge when we moved into a different area was that the gym was in a different location, and so it was a little bit further to get to. And so from a personal perspective, being able to minimize that travel time and that inconvenience and make it nice and simple by having exercise equipment at home, that was one of the most positive and beneficial changes I made.
Great. So aside from making it simple, aside from making it easy, Susie and I have touched on this before, but I think it's really important is around consistency. Making sure that it's the small changes that you make consistently over time that have the biggest results. For the majority of people, they'll dive in head first, be full of beans, full of enthusiasm, be like, great, I'm going to start this exercise routine. I'm going to do it 5 times a week and do this. And then after 2 weeks, they burn out. Whereas if they just do something small and steady and they gradually increase it over time, it makes a big difference.
There's that wonderful saying of little by little makes a lot. So, you know, and when you look at not just exercise, but all of the things throughout life, there's no quick fix with anything. That consistency is the key to success in so many different areas of your life. And taking the time to think about those little things that you can make change-wise that will get you towards your end goal are so important. Agree. But also, 100%. sorry to derail you. I think the other thing as well is, you know, like you said, if you do set yourself that bar of, you know, I'm going to do exercise every single day and I'm, you know, going to do it 5 days a week, whatever it is, and it's so far from where you are, it's a big resistance to overcome, and it doesn't take as much to derail you. Whereas if your resistance level is lower, and it's something that's nice and easy, and you might have missed out on doing exercise, you know, your goal was to do it twice a week and you missed out on the day that you had planned, it's very easy to add an extra day in somewhere else. Agree.
So make it easy to succeed. That is one of the, I know it sounds like an obvious statement, but so many people we speak to when they first get started make that mistake of, as I said, Susie said, make it really difficult to achieve. And I think if people are out there like myself, I am a person that thrives on getting excited, getting motivated, having a big challenge. Susie knows this all too well. And really going at it I'm going to do this, and I have all these crazy things that I'm going to do. And as a result, it means that quite often I do flame out. So I can relate to this. I am not perfect with this. It's something I've got to continually tell myself, and I get coaching on this and I speak about this, but I do agree. We've had a great comment from Pauline there. Quality, not quantity.
Slow and steady wins the race.
I love the little emoji of the turtle as well.
I
agree. So they're just bit by bit continuing to work at it, and but also constantly looking for that little bit of improvement. I follow cycling. I'm excited the Tour de France is coming up. One of the most successful teams in cycling over the last 10 years has been the British team, what used to be Team Sky. And they have a strategy they call the 1%. And what they look to do is always improve in 1%. So just 1% at a time. So instead of trying to make some dramatic improvement in one go, they just look at increasing 1%, 1%, 1%. And they look at all what they call the 1%ers. Where can they just tweak it and improve a little more, tweak and improve a little bit more? And they try and do that every day, every month, every year. And as a result of which, they've been the most successful team in cycling, particularly in the Grand Tours, your Tour de France's, and all those kind of races. And I think that's not just for elite athletes. That's for everyone. If we all just look at improving 1% over the course of a year, that is a huge improvement. Yeah. So thank you for all the comments. We're getting some good comments through. So yes, consistency is the key. Yeah. So to help you with that consistency, what other things can you look at? So Susie and I have been talking earlier about personality types.
Yeah, I was just going to say it was quite interesting what you brought up. So we are quite different in terms of our personality types. I'm quite happy to do my exercise alone. I don't need other people around. I have a reasonable level of internal motivation, but I still need to take steps that make sure that I stay on track. And so as much as I'm loath to admit this on social media, I'm a list person.
Yeah.
And so
what's embarrassing about being a list person?
I think I'm pigeonholing myself into some type of person. But anyway, being a list person, I know that the best way to motivate myself is, you know, to set it out on my to-do list for the day. So writing exercise in and then being able to tick it off, which helps me to remain motivated. And then also I even have a whiteboard outside with all of my exercises on it for the day. And I, even as silly as it sounds, after each set, I mark off that I've done it. So yep, exactly.
Done. You don't put a line through, you tick.
No. And I'm loath to rub things off the list as well. So again, probably giving away too much of my personality here. No. These are the types of things you need to figure out what type of personality you are, because they're the strategies that are going to help you get through, because those strategies help keep me consistent, and they also help me progress and keep me accountable. But you're quite different. So tell us about your personality and strategies.
I have to say, probably I'm 50-50. I'm 50% you and 50% different.
So you do lists?
I don't do lists. I like to train with other people as well. I just got back into playing football, after many years of not. So I'm getting back into it, and I really enjoy the team environment. I do love a team environment. I do love training with a bunch of guys, and we're all quite sociable, and it is a big motivator for me because I don't want to let them down. So I have quite a busy life, and it's hard for me to commit. But I really make sure that I do commit because I don't want to let them down. So, but I also enjoy their company and the camaraderie. I think that's really important as well. And that's a big factor of what we do here at Active Seniors. Is I think one of the largest motivators for people to come to exercise isn't knowing that exercise is good for them. They know that, but that's not what gets them here. They're coming because they love the people here. They love the other members here. They love to go for a coffee afterwards. It's that having people around, that can be a big factor for a lot of people. And as I said, probably 50% of the time. The other 50% of the time, I'm a bit like you, Suze. I actually like to go out on my own. I like to go for a run or a bike ride, and actually clear my head, because I'm actually around people all day long. I'm talking to people all day long, which I love. But at the end of the day, I kind of want to have a bit of time to myself, just clear my head and have that space. So I think you don't have to be all or nothing as well. You don't have to be all one way or all the other way. But I do think finding the right balance for you, what's going to work best for you to keep you consistent. Is it being with other people and doing exercise with other people, or is it doing it on your own, in your own time, in your own space?
I also think with what you were saying about the members who come to the centre here, I know I've heard it multiple times, that it's not just the social element, it's more the accountability of having an appointment. So that regular time that they've committed to come to an exercise session, and they feel like they're letting us down, they're letting other members down because, you know, they could have used that spot if they were not able to attend. And so again, you know, really thinking about what type of person am I? So if I'm the type of person that it's easy to talk myself out of certain things, then it's probably better to have an external accountability strategy that, you know, it's not relying on things like, you know, intrinsic motivation towards goals or lists or anything along those lines. It's better to have a strategy that it could be a person, it could even be a pet. You know, having a dog, for example, I know we spoke about it, is a really good way to hold yourself accountable, because it's not just about you, it becomes about, you know, the health of another animal.
Yeah, I think dogs are great motivators. We did have a comment in about the sound in Facebook. So I apologize. These last couple of weeks, we seem to be having a few sound issues with Facebook. So if that's the case, please let us know. We will try and speak up a bit. But if there's any other sound issues, please let us know. I think aside from having other people and other animals, other animals. Yeah. Okay, let's take that one back again. Yes, no, having other people or a pet. Other thing is really choosing something you love to do. I think to create a good habit and routine, it has to be enjoyable for you to some extent, or finding a way to make it more enjoyable for yourself. So I know in a couple of weeks' time, we've got a video coming up with trying to make exercise fun. Susie and I are going to have fun with that one. But looking at ways that you can make it more enjoyable, that you can feel more fulfilled doing it. And one of the things that I like to think about here is not only when you include someone else, does it make you more accountable to them? It can often be you helping someone else. I know this ties in a lot with my own personality type. If I can help someone, if I can give them some support through something, I feel much more motivated for it. Like if I know I've helped someone else, that's a big motivating factor for me. So that can be something that can build into it. The other factor is, and as Sue said, don't let perfection stand in the way of getting good results. No one is perfect with this. If you feel that at some stage you've had something happen, it might be a family event, it might be a health event, it might be other commitments, whatever it may be, and you get a bit derailed and you fall off. Everyone does that. Yeah. It happens to everyone. I've never met a person that just does their exercises every day of their life and they never fail at it. They just don't exist. Everyone has times when they fall off. It's being able to get back on track again with it. And that's where I like to think of it. It's never a straight line. It's a bit of a curved road. And you think, oh, I'm getting off track here. Just straighten myself back up, then straighten myself back up. So I like to think of like skiing down the mountain as we're hitting winter time. I'm a couple of weeks away from going to snow.
I was just going to say, is this
yeah, so it's like, so you're constantly just correcting yourself as you're going. You're just kind of pulling yourself, oh, no, I'm off track a bit. Let's get back on board. So, and not getting upset at yourself. Sorry.
We've got a health talk on. And we're about to get signed out of Zoom.
Okay. I think we've just have been signed out of Zoom. Okay. So we want just to wrap up then. We're going to wrap up in just a few minutes' time. Back to it, we just want to re-summarize those points. We want to start with something small and achievable. We want to make sure we're consistent with those. We want to make sure we get into a good routine with it. One of the things we didn't say is allocating days and times. So if you're a routine person that likes that, and most of our members are here, they come like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that's their routine. But always also having a plan B in place. So having something that allows you, if something happens on Monday, you can easily shift it to another day. Giving yourself that flexibility to be able to maneuver it around. The other one was engaging other people if you feel that other people will help. The other one was don't letting a mistake derail you, adapting into your personality type. So I think that does cover it today. Apologies that we started a little bit later. Today is a little bit more concise. But before we go, we do want to talk about the online program. So we're very excited to announce we are making tweaks to our online program, and Susie's going to be making an announcement now around the changes. So we're going to have two types of memberships to our online program. Tell us about those two types of memberships, Suze.
So we already have a standard membership, but we, wanted to make it more in line with what our goals are in the centre, which is as personalised as possible. And so what we're now going to be able to do is give you exercises that are all specifically at your level, and then you choose the goal that you want to work on. So you might want to increase your strength or your balance, or focus more on your flexibility, or you might want an all-round program. So we're trying to really add that personalization to the exercise videos that you get assigned for that standard virtual membership. We also have then a premium.
So is that right? Just to explain a little bit about standard membership. Yes. So what are people getting with that? So they're getting how many exercise classes a week with that?
So 5 exercise classes a week.
5. I thought we were telling people to start easy. 5. Yes. So we will give you 5. Yes. You don't have to do all 5, but we're going to give you 5. Yes.
We'll also give you a small library to choose from a few alternatives in case there is a class that you feel, you might not be appropriate for you. Just a few different alternatives.
How long are these exercise classes?
The classes are 30 minutes.
Yep.
And they're all different, obviously levels, as we said, but they really do focus on making it easy to do at home. So minimal exercise equipment.
Yep.
At a most, our sessions will require perhaps a TheraBand and a hand weight, but we always talk about the ability to use household objects for weights.
Yeah. And so they'll be getting a level that's set for them. So it might be someone who's starting very basic. They think I'm only just starting, my exercise levels aren't great. I just want to start with a really basic program and build my strength.
Yes.
They'll be able to get one. And then with the other people who'll be like, I know I want to work on my flexibility or balance, but I'm quite advanced. So I want to do a more advanced program. So the classes will be tailored, no pun intended, to the level of the person when they're applying for it. They can choose a more basic or a more advanced, and focusing on different areas.
That's right.
Fantastic. Good. So apart from that, beyond that, there is a premium membership as well.
Yes. So here we're adding in that little bit more personalization. You'll have a virtual consultation with one of our exercise physiologists. They'll design a program for you, and that'll also be available filmed as a class. We have had the feedback in the past that, having your own class of your own exercises is a really good motivating thing to follow along with. So you'll get your own class, but you'll also still have supplementary classes to fill in those 5 days of the week, because as we've spoken about, especially with strengthening classes, you don't want to be doing the same movements every single day. And with that as well, we'll also be doing some telehealth check-ins with you throughout the program to see how you're going, make any necessary modifications and recommendations based on that. And you'll also get your own home exercise kit.
Very good. So that's quite a bit with that. So with the standard one, you're getting the classes for you to follow on with that are designed to your needs. As a premium, you're getting your own program, and the staff will video themselves doing that program, coaching you and talking you through your program and the exercises for you to do, as well as then the classes, everything. You've got the standard membership, plus you'll get check-ins over the 12-week period that will make it easy for you to just chat with someone, talk any questions you may have, any tweaks or changes you want to make. And then lastly, a home kit that's sent to you for you to be able to do those exercises at home. That might be some TheraBand exercises, things like that. We won't send weights in the mail. That is not a smart move. It's very expensive and not worthwhile. So we won't be sending you big, heavy weights through the mail. Okay, so the next week we will be talking, we're going to get this right this time. We're going to be talking about walking next week.
We looked in advance.
We were so excited about walking.
We are.
The different approaches to walking. We will go over that next time with Susie being our lead on that. She is our guru on how to improve your walking. So thank you very much for your attendance today. Thank you very much for those who put comments in the comment box.
Yes, it was good to see some comments today.
Yep, really loving that. Really loving the active comment box. So have a great day. Keep up the great work, and we look forward to then seeing you next week. Bye for now.